Hey you guys, my name is JTheDragon and welcome to the budget layer. I hope you guys are all having an amazing Friday. So this video is going to be a little bit different because I'm not going to be cash envelope stuffing. You guys remember that little Q&A that I had asked you guys about a while back? Well, this is it. But while I answer questions that you guys have asked me, I just wanted to kind of bring up something that I know is talked about a lot, and that is being discouraged and having to start all over. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. And just, I hope that this video helps you guys for those who are thinking about starting and feel like, you know, they're not going to be able to keep up. People who have started and had to start over like myself, or people that just feel like they're having struggles with keeping up. I hope this video helps you a lot. So we are going to take my saving challenges, you guys. I have my alcohol right here. We are going to erase the saving challenges together. So if you are somebody like myself who found themselves in a rut and they had all these savings challenges that were like almost completed, and then you had to empty out all of your envelopes and you have not erased your savings challenges because it's just going to make you emotional. It's going to kind of trigger the fact that here you are once again starting all over again. I want you right now to go grab some alcohol or acetone, whatever you guys are going to use. I want you to grab a rag. I got my son's old Mickey Mouse rag right here, and go grab your challenges, and we're going to do this together, okay? It is difficult. It's hard. It feels so defeating and so discouraging, I know, but you're not alone. And I wanted to make this video because I felt like it was important, because I know so many people in my position and they just feel so defeated and they feel so alone. So while I am erasing these, I'm going to be answering questions that you guys have asked me, okay? So I'm gonna move these to the side. We're gonna start off with my Taylor Budgets Savings Challenge book. Shout out, girl, to you. I love this book. This is a book that probably has the most coloring in it. So we're gonna get started in erasing it. See, and as we do this, I am going to ask some questions. So the first question comes from Stella's Makeup and Budget. She asked, when you see other people stuffing a lot into each of their envelopes, how do you deal with knowing that you can't? She said, it sometimes makes me feel like I'm a failure. So I'm asking because I have this problem, which I think this is a perfect question to start off with. Oh my gosh, look at how easy that was. Just a little bit. So I think this is a perfect question. So you guys have to stay in your lane. For instance, let me give a prime example. Oh, I don't know. This red one is giving me a run for my money. My goodness. Okay. So let's do this. Let's put it into a perspective of this way. Okay. I make roughly around $16 an hour. And I have to look at it as, okay, so I'll bring up my girl, Sierra Monet. I love her. That is my girl. Okay. She works at a job where she's clearly making more than I am. And, you know, when you look at, because she posted a video not too long ago where she posted like where she used to work and stuff like that. Same thing for my girl, Stephanie. Stephanie Talks Money. You know, she posted where she used to work, her credentials and stuff like that. And it allows me to stay in my lane, baddies and budgets. It allows me to stay in my lane because these women are making revenue in a way higher degree than I am. So, you know, it's one of those things where I can't be upset or mad at myself when, you know, they have set themselves up in a position to make more than I do. And I guess how do I deal with it? Gratitude. A lot of how I deal with my stuff is through gratitude. I am a woman who loves the success of other women. So when I see my budget sisters winning, I don't get that, oh, I wish it was me. Oh, look at, Pink X stuffing all of this for her kids and I'm only able to put, $10, $1, or oh, look at, intentional living. She has, all of this. When I see my girls stuffing their envelopes and they reach 1,000 or they reach, even when you think of subscribers, when I see them hit a goal, I am it's like I'm happier for them than I feel like they're happy for themselves. And the reason why is because I believe in the law of attraction. I believe that, your feelings, your thoughts, your ideas, everything that you put out comes back to you. So that's how I perceive it. I see it as their win is also my win. When they win, I feel like I in just supporting them that I win too. And, I also believe that my time will come. I know, I hope that helps answer your question, because I know, and the reason why I took so long on this question is because I know so many people feel that way. They get discouraged because here they want to start saving, they want to start doing the cash envelope system, and then you turn on to the budget world and you see girls like, oh, I'm about to cash stuff $6,000, and you're like, what? where, what are you budgeting? I get it, but you got to realize I started probably like 6 months after the main girls, which is about Taylor, Baddies and Budgets, which back then she was on my fro, Pink X, like me, Daisy, Cash Money Gaps. We started around the same time, and you got to realize that not everybody started off cash stuffing those buku amounts. I mean, a lot of them still have their original videos up. It wasn't always like that. And I guess that's why I'm able to appreciate where they're at now, even though I'm not there, even though I don't have the stability, because life really has been lifing for me, and it's just like, I'm not discouraged by it. I don't feel bad about it. I'm actually proud of them. I'm proud that when life has knocked them down, it didn't knock them down to zero. I know my sis Two Moms Budgets has had the same situation with, like I did, where it was like knocked down to zero. She was several times, and it hurts, and me and her have had times where, we talked on the phone about, starting and what can I do and stuff like that. And she was a huge help with me. So just don't be discouraged, you guys. Just keep pushing through, stay positive, and just realize your path is not the same path as somebody else's. If you're stuffing $1, be so proud of yourself for stuffing that $1 and not touching that $1 that you don't even think about somebody next to you stuffing $1,000. And if you do, be proud of them for doing that, because you don't know. I mean, I know Baddies is working her butt off. I know Intentional Living, she works, all day, and then she comes home and she does that. Monette Money's the same way. She was working, and then, she came home, and, all these women are working all day, all night. And I'm not. Honestly, I'm not. So to be upset with them for having the income that they have, or feeling a certain way about myself having the income I have, knowing I'm not working to the degree that they're working, would, in my case, be selfish. Now, I don't know your case, but I would just say be proud of yourself in every step. If you have a coin jar and the only thing you're able to save is your coin jar, be so proud of that coin jar that nobody could take it away from you, and that's like the best advice that I can get. So with that being said, LaQuinta asks, what or whom was your biggest motivation to return to budgeting? Every last one of my dragons. I honestly have to say it. You guys have been so unreal when it comes to your support with me being gone. For those of you that are new that might be watching this for the first time, this is not coming off. that might be new to watching this or watching me for the first time, all my dragons know I had a miscarriage in November, and that kind of took me out. Not kind of, it took me out. It took me out. And the love and support that I had from my dragons, continuously. I mean, whether it was inboxing me, sending me stuff in the mail, texting me, calling me, like and even the space. That was the other thing, because I have to give a shout out to Marcy Budgets. I have to give a shout out to The Supernatural Life, and I have to give a shout out to Natalie at Dream Big Budgets. Those three, like, I love those girls so much. And we went from talking every day, all the time, to them allowing me to have space. And that I appreciate it, because I am the type of person, okay, so these candy canes want to stay on here forever. So I will do those off screen. I probably have to get the nail polish acetone to take those off. So, and I appreciate that, because sometimes people get so kind of bent out of shape when you stop talking to them. And I just appreciate the girls for allowing me my space. And it was because of that, it gave me the strength to come back. And I'm grateful for that. I'm so, so grateful for that. So it was all of my dragons that gave me the energy and the motivation to come back. Because again, I say this all the time, I'm a Gemini. I get discouraged so easily. Like, I'm so easily discouraged by stuff. So being able to come back, knowing that I have my dragons that, like, so I can even put this into perspective. Since I've been back, my views have been super low. And even that hasn't even discouraged me. Even that hasn't changed, my feelings on it. Like, I still love being here. I love doing this. So, it's just my journey. I've been gone, the way the algorithm is and the way that people's attention are, they want consistency, and I understand that. So I just provide consistency again, and, hope that, my revenue will grow. So I have to give a shout out to my dragons for me returning. I love each and every one of you. And we're almost at 2,000. So I'm so excited for that. I cannot wait. LaQuinta also asks, if you chose to no longer budget on YouTube, what would be your takeaway lesson? Give your money a home. That's my takeaway lesson. If I were to stop cash envelope stuffing, I would still, or on YouTube, I would still cash envelope stuff behind the scenes, because I'm the type of person, if you give me a lump sum of money and tell me that it's for all these different categories, I would be like, oh, okay, let me take $5. Like, I'll take $5. It's just $5. And then $5 later, I realize I don't have enough money to pay something I need to pay. So the cash envelope system taught me that, now I could be like, okay, I can't touch that, but that's my rent. Matter of fact, I'm not touching this whole binder at all. That's rent money. Okay, this binder, okay, these are low priority sinking funds. So, okay, I can do those. I can kind of pull from that. I can't pull a lot, but I can pull from that. So that would be my takeaway. Having my money have a purpose and a select envelope, so I know that I don't touch it, because I'm bad at that. You guys, I will. If you stuck a stack of money right here and said, okay, there's rent, there's bills, there's this, there's play money, and then there's, emergency, there's this, there's that, I would be like, okay, play money. And then I'll be like, okay, well, I can take this $5. Okay, well, I can take this $10. Okay, well, it's $3. It's always the small amounts that get you. I swear, it's always the small amounts, because then you try to pay something, and you'll be like, oh, well, you spent $500. How did I spend $500? Well, $3 here, $4 there, $5 here, and it adds up. So that would be my takeaway. LaQuinta also asks, if any, what are some other business ventures you'd want to dive into? Vlogging. I want to vlog so bad. Again, I keep saying it at the end of every video that I am starting a vlogging channel, because there's a lot in my life that I've been through, and I feel like there's so many women that can relate, but we don't talk about it. And I don't mean women as just singular, because men do go through things too. It's just, as my experience, I'm not a male. I'm also not transgender. So I can speak on my situation. I cannot presume the feelings or life that a man would perceive it or a transgender person would perceive it, because I'm not that, and I try my best to be respectful as possible. So when I try to speak upon certain things, I try to keep it to what I understand, because I would never want to disrespect somebody else. So vlogging would be another business adventure that I'd be into. LaQuinta, I'm like loving your questions. The next one says, do you feel like there should be more sponsorship opportunities for creators who only do budgeting? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, now here's the thing. I love Baddie's integrity, because she says it all the time. She gets hit with sponsorships all the time, but she only picks the ones that she identifies with. And that is like love. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes people can do sponsorships that are just anything, and they don't care. They don't care about their viewers. They don't care about what it entails. All they care about is getting the sponsorship money. I like when people, oh yeah, I forgot. This is my credit card one. But I like when people have integrity, and you know, they don't just do it just because they do it, because they care about what their viewers want to see. For instance, like I see a lot of my sisters with those flowers forever. Oh, I think those are so beautiful. Flowers forever. If you want to hit me up. I know I'm low on the totem pole, but I love it. You know, and I see a lot of people doing, like for instance with myself, you know, I have the fancy budgeting. I also have the pressed and bougie nails. So, you know, there is a lot out there that can be sponsored. Also, I think that everybody is just trying to, you know, in the budgeting community, we're all trying to budget. So picking and making sure that what you're choosing for a sponsorship, like I said, is towards your audience, I think is very, very, very important. And then the last question you said, is Javian still saving his coins? Javian does still have the $1,000 in his savings. However, I haven't been able to contribute any more than that just because of, you know, life circumstances. But I do plan on getting my son back on the ball with raising his savings. So thank you so much, LaQuinta. I love your questions, girl. That was phenomenal. Okay, so we're going to go to the next question. Jen Dobbinspec Palmer asks, how long ago did you start cash budgeting, and how long did it take you to get used to it? So I started on my birthday, June 9th of 2021. I started actually because I was sitting in the hospital. I had an ovary removed, and I was sitting in the hospital, and I was like, yeah, we need to figure out my finances, me and my husband. He wasn't my husband at the time, but I was like, you know, we need to really figure out our finances. And I Googled, and not Googled, actually I looked on YouTube, and first person that popped up was Pink X, which I think is the same for all of us. And honestly, okay, and I don't mean this to be like, yeah, boastful, but I get the hang of stuff almost instantaneously. Which, by the way, you guys, real quick, these beautiful saving challenges are from Cash Stuff with Kath. I will have her linked in the description below. I'm so obsessed with these, and I cannot wait to start filling these all up. So I'm excited for that. But yes, it honestly took me like a hop, skip, and a jump, because I'm really probably not even that. Like I pick up on stuff super easy, like super, super easy. So, and I don't know, like I'm a, kinesthetic learner. So I have to watch somebody do it, and then I can do it. Like I have to watch and then attempt, and then I know how to do it. So yeah, so it was really quickly. Thank you for your question. Next is Panda Budgets. Hey, little sister. She put, where do you see yourself financially in 3 years? Whew. In 3 years, you know what? I hope that in 3 years, you know, hopefully JoJo gets those student loans. Because, so I never actually talked about my student loans on my channel, because to be honest with you, I wasn't touching them. Like I wasn't even thinking about my student loans, because, you know, how can you think about a debt like that when you're trying to live every day. But my student loans is only $22,000. Like I only have an associate's. I have 2 certificates and I have 1 associate's, which is in communications. I'm actually 1 class away from having my associate's in psychology. So I was thinking about going back to school just to get that 1 class out of the way. But of course, again, I didn't want to put myself in more debt for just 1 class. So, so if he does do the forgiveness, because I was on the Pell Grant, that would be only like 2,000. Yeah, it's like close to 3,000 because it's like 2,700 and something that I would have to pay off. So hopefully if I can do that within the next couple of years, my financial goals is I'm hoping that me and my husband are on our, Catch Me in Paradise type stuff where we are like getting our down deposit on our home. Because like, and she's such a motivation to me. Like for instance, right now, like I'm nowhere near close saving for a home, but watching her get her road to 100K to put her down, I'm so freaking, I cannot wait. Like I'm telling you, it sounds crazy, but I'm like so excited to see her reach that goal just so that I can see her, buy that house and put the deposit down. Like I'm so excited. Okay, Julissa, note to self, don't use red because red doesn't like you. So yeah, in my 3 years goal, I hope that I am saving for a house by then. My son will be 14. So financially, I hope that I'm in a place where I'm saving for his car. I hope that me and my husband get to a place where we have a good savings for ourselves, like funeral costs and stuff like that. Retirement. I hope to be at my same job. I mean, unless like I blow up on YouTube, because honestly, like working for somebody else is obviously not the ultimate goal. So if who knows, maybe if I go viral on one of my personal videos, like whether it's here or my vlogging channel, then maybe I could be a YouTuber. But I plan on staying at my job. I like my job like a lot. I do like my job. So hopefully I have a little bit more financial literacy and freedom. Panda also asks, how do you stop making impulsive purchases? So I've made a lot of impulsive purchases since I haven't been recording. Truthfully, doing YouTube, because it holds you accountable. Because like, man, y'all are, I love my dragons, but y'all be on it. Y'all are like, hey, you had this much and this, like what happened? Like, hey sis, where did that go? And I'm just sitting there like, dang, like y'all like, okay, y'all really on it. So you know what, you budget out so that when you do make an impulsive buy, it's not really impulsive, it's planned. So when you plan your impulsive spending, then you tend to not feel so bad when you do it. So that's what I would say. If you want to stop making impulsive purchases, plan out your impulsive purchases. Honestly, like put like a rainy day, not like a rainy day, like, you know, something bad's happening, but it's funny because you guys are going to see in a video coming up soon. If I get it out on time, maybe tomorrow, but there's something that I have that is specifically for impulsive buying. So hopefully you guys will see that soon, but plan out your impulsive buyings. Last, she asked, what is budgeting to you? Is it a lifestyle, a goal, or a way to get out of debt? Budgeting for me is, for me personally, it's solely to be responsible with my finances, because I couldn't save anything. You gave me $5, I was finding something to spend $5 on. So for me, it is a way to be responsible. And in being responsible, I'm hoping that it generates to a lifestyle of being responsible financially. Because I'm the type of person that when I used to get my taxes, them taxes would be gone. I would either end up having to buy a car, or I would end up having to pay bills and all of this. But now that I have a better financial literacy because of the cash envelope system, I would do so much smarter with my like stimulus checks. Like my stimulus checks are gone. And if I know now what I knew then, whew, I would have cash stuffed those bad boys and I probably would have been in a much better space. So that's what it is for me. So thank you, Panda. I appreciate your question, sis. Last thing, Panda actually also asked, what would you tell your young fans and audience how to make them start budgeting in general? Should they start young? Absolutely. Definitely start young. You know, so that by the time you're my age, you will have a little bit more understanding when it comes to saving for your future and making sure that, you know, you just have stuff in line, especially like for people that are going off to college. You know, you don't have to be that broke college student if you learn young. And what I would tell my young fans on how to start budgeting, I would tell all of my young dragons out there who are watching all of us older women, you know, budget and stuff like that. And you probably think like, I don't got to worry about that right now. One day you will. One day you will have to worry about it. One day you will be right along with us with the families and pets and homes and cars and all of that. And the sooner you start, the better off you'll be. You know, if you get like a high yield savings account or you get yourself a CD, you get yourself, you know, something that creates revenue and balance. If you start at 15, 16, you know, with your parents, or when you turn, as soon as you turn 18, I mean, you can almost see $1 million by the time you reach 30 years old if you budget it correctly, or if you submit, you know, a certain amount correctly. You know, I see a lot of my budget sisters doing the Roth IRAs, and, you know, I can only imagine how the budget girls would be if they would have started it at 18 years old. You know, I'm sure if I would have asked any of them, they would have been like, oh man, like if I could have, I would have started at that age, because they would have already known that by now. You know, you figure you got to save $6,000 a year at 18, and then you times that by being 30 years old, that's almost 12 years. 12 years times 6,000. I mean, come on, man. Like, trust me, just start young. Start very, very young. But thanks, Panda, again. Yours truly asked, what is the biggest money regret? How did you bring up finances when you began dating someone? Ooh, I like that question. Okay, so the first one. My biggest money regret is not getting a credit card. Well, okay, so when I got my first credit card, I didn't know. I was very illiterate to cards. I thought that whatever you spent, you had to pay it off instantly. And when I couldn't pay it off, okay, I had $500. I don't have anything in here. When I couldn't pay it off, guys, dig this. I know so many people are going to cringe right now. When I couldn't pay off my credit card of $500, not making the bare minimum. Okay, mind you, the bare minimum payment was $25, but see, I didn't know that. I thought that you had to pay it off, otherwise you'd be in trouble. I closed it. Yes, I got so scared that they were going to come after me that I closed my credit card. And I didn't pay the bare minimum. I didn't just pay the $25. I closed it. That was one of my biggest money regrets, because that doesn't look good when you close out a credit card, especially at such a high amount. I mean, I paid the amount back. I mean, it's not affecting me today, but back then, whoo, it was bad. It was really, really bad. So yeah, that's my biggest regret. How do you bring up finances when you begin dating somebody? Okay. Okay, this may be an unpopular opinion. I personally, this is coming from me, for me, I personally don't think finances should be a topic until you are ready to make it to the next step. Because people tend to reveal way too much in the beginning of dating, and you don't know the core character of the person. And I really think that understanding and learning the core values of somebody will allow you to know whether or not that person is compromisable, if that makes sense. Because if I meet you and we're on our third date and I start telling you about finances and all of this other stuff, we don't have enough credentials with each other to want to compromise, especially when you're older. Sometimes people, when they're older, they're stuck in their ways. And being compromisable is just something that people tend to shy away from. So I think a healthy time to bring up finances and important stuff, like even down to like having kids, moving across the country, all of this stuff, is when you're at a point where you are thinking about taking the next step with that person and being like boyfriend and girlfriend. Because then that's like, okay, we dated each other. We realized we like each other a lot. We're at the point where we want to take it seriously. Okay, now here are some core things we need to discuss to see whether or not becoming boyfriend and girlfriend and taking that next step is something that, you know, will benefit the both of us in being our future life goals. So I think the dating stage, the cute stage before boyfriend and girlfriend, I would leave that out. Now, if it gets bad to the point it's like who's paying for dinner, then yeah, maybe you want to discuss those things. But, you know, like I wouldn't go on a date and be like, yeah, I'm a cash envelope stuffer. I mean, mind you, I'm married, but I'm saying like, I'm be like, yeah, I'm a cash envelope stuffer. So your money management better be on, you know, it's like, they're going to be like, okay, like, hold on, sis, you know? So I think it's when you get to a comfortable spot with that individual where you can be open and speak about something like that without feeling either judged or that you're judging them. And like I said, where it's at a point where you can be compromisable. I think that's an amazing question. Thank you. Okay, so I finished everything to erase. So I'm just going to color while I answer the rest of the questions. I got this amazing book. So it's called Dream of Dragons and Dragonkin. And I'm obsessed with it. And I just got it. So I haven't even like started coloring anything yet. So crazy enough, I found the easiest one to color. So yeah. All right. So next came from my girl Sierra Monet. What's up, sis? She asked, how are you mentally and are you doing okay? So I am in a much better light. I definitely was struggling for some time, but I am happy to say that I am in a much better light. I'm in a much better light. I'm in a much better place because I took the time that I needed for myself, and I'm really happy that I did that because I kind of stopped functioning when I'm mentally, like when my mental health is like really off and out of whack. It's hard for me to function on or even think of anything else. So I am doing well. I am doing very well. I'm back at work and I'm really happy about that because I like to work. I like to be doing something. When I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm missing out on doing something. So it's one of those things where I like being at work. I like feeling like I'm contributing to my household. So I'm doing really well, and I appreciate you so much for that, sis. Thank you. Jessica Middleton said, I may have missed this in an earlier video, but here are my questions. How did you find this budgeting method? So I found it by Pink X Budgets. And what made you want to start a YouTube channel? So I wanted to start a YouTube channel because I'm flighty, and I'm definitely one of those people that when I see somebody's doing something and I'm like, oh, I can do that, I just do it. And YouTube is always something that I wanted to be a part of. YouTube has always been something I wanted to do. I was discouraged on doing YouTube in the past. And I will bring that up during my my vlogging channel. I'll bring that conversation up because it has nothing to do with budgeting. But yeah, so when I seen that people were doing this on YouTube, I was like, oh, this is right up my alley. So I was just like, all right. And then I just did it. And it sucks because I know for some people it's so hard. I know that's such a like ill answer, but honestly, I didn't think I couldn't do it. So I just did it. And I had already had a camera because like I said, I tried doing YouTube before and I was discouraged. So I just did it, and I'm happy I did it. And I'm happy that this time around, regardless of everything that has been happening, I haven't allowed myself to be discouraged this time around. Okay. Tiffany also asked, oh no, I'm sorry, Jessica, thank you so much for your question. Tiffany Williams asked, how did you stay motivated when you were barely making it? It sounds cliche, but again, my dragons. And I know like I can be like, oh, my son. But you know what, to be honest with you, sometimes kids not intentionally make it harder because you don't ever want your kids to know that you aren't making it. You don't ever want your kids to know that you're in a place that, you know, is difficult. So sometimes kids, without knowing it, tend to be they make you kind of feel like you gotta do it. You gotta push through. And, you know, my son, it definitely has done that for me countless of times, you know, where it's just like, I have to do it for him. And if I don't, you know, what is he gonna do? So, I mean, that's definitely been a motivation to get myself back into going, even when I'm barely making it. And she asked, how is our nephew? We miss him. Girl, he's good. He's good. He's in 6th grade now, so, you know, it's new for him. He's finding himself. And I love him finding himself because he is so freaking handsome. Like, my baby, he's like, you know, trying to see what clothes he's into, what he likes, and, you know, what interests him. And I love it. I love seeing him grow into a man. And it's just like, he is just the sweetest, most kind-hearted soul in the world. And I say it time and time again, like the universe made him just for me because I needed him. And the universe knew I needed him because he is just a gentle soul. And I just love my son so much for it. What do you do when you're craving such and such and your budget says, heck to the no? This is my biggest budgeting problem. It depends. It depends because I'm going to tell you something. One thing that I've noticed about people and their budgeting is if you tell yourself no too many times, you're not going to pass this system. Honestly, you're not going to make it. And I say that because, you know, you doing the budgeting system, it's not necessarily to tell you no. The budgeting system is technically there to just keep you in line for the purchases that you make. So, for instance, we need a couch. I'm going to be honest with you. We need a couch. We don't have a couch. We have a dining room table that's kind of supplementing for a couch right now because, you know, we have 2 dining room tables. So one dining room table is in the living room and one dining room table is in the kitchen. But we don't have a couch. Now, my budget right now is like, heck to the no, sis. You cannot, like, your budget is allowing you to sit on the floor. Like, you have enough to sit on the floor, you know? But because I know that we need it, you just revamp your budget. You know, you revamp it so that there is a point in time where you could say yes. Right now, me revamping it is paying off my credit cards. Because if I pay off my credit cards and I save for my couch, I could put I could put my couch on my credit card and pay back my card. So, you know, it's just certain things. You don't want to tell yourself no too much. Otherwise you're going to get discouraged and you're going to quit. So you got to find time to tell yourself, you know, let's fit this into the budget. You know, we want to do a movie night, let's fit it into the budget. So you just gotta be responsible when you do tell yourself yes. I hope that helped. I'm sorry. But thank you so much, Tiffany, for your question. April, she said your favorite troll. Have you thought of creating a savings bundle for your 1000s grocery, spice envelope, 10 bread? Okay, so if you've seen when I was erasing, I do have a grocery. Let me see. Was it in this one? I don't know if it was in this one. But Cash Stuff with Kath, she's the one that, yeah, see, like right here, I had my own little, oh, that's funny. I actually didn't finish erasing all of this. It's okay. I'll finish it later. But yeah, you know, like I have my own little, like $500 is like a savings that I'm trying to have for groceries. So I do have little stuff like that. But overall, like specifically, no. When I coupon, I do. Like when I'm couponing, like I'll sit there and be like, what am I going to spend this on? Like how much will I spend for that? You know, or like if I'm in the store and I see milk is like $3, but I know that milk is somewhere cheaper, then I would go to the cheaper place to get milk. Like I'll do it that way, but I won't like actually break down like, oh, I'm going to only spend this much on here, or I'm only going to spend this much on here. When I am budgeting, I just give myself a limit and then I try to stay within that limit when I do grocery shopping. Which I need to try Aldi's, you guys. I've never actually been to Aldi's. So I know that sounds crazy, but I haven't. So I'm going to try Aldi's for the first time. See how that works. Okay, so the last question is from my girl, The Supernatural Life. She said, girl, you know, I just messaged you what I want to know. Mainly, I just want to know how you're doing. Next, when are we going to go on a road trip? Girl, I don't know. That's one of those things, again, I got to stick that in the budget because I would love to go back to Tennessee. Like, I've been to Nashville once, and it was seriously, like, the most absolute fun I've ever had. So I would definitely love to, like, plan a trip. Like, I think that'd be so much fun. And yeah, how I'm doing, I'm good. I'm doing really, really good. But I need to be held accountable because I do want to do the vlogging channel. It's just the content. Like this time, what I'm doing that's different from my budgeting channel is that this time I'm actually creating the content. Like, for instance, when you're budgeting, you know, you just have to get your money. You know, you get the money, you budget it out, and, you know, you go. But for this vlog, I'm actually pre-writing my content before I start recording. Because I think that it being topic-based will allow my channel to be more focused than if I just turn on the camera and start talking. So I do plan on doing a live on that channel fairly soon. That's going to kind of be my breakout, is live. And then after that, I'm going to start making videos that are just relatable. And like I said, things about my life and all of that. So I hope that, I love the way this is coming along. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for asking your questions. Again, the whole basis of this video was truly about not being discouraged when you have to erase your savings challenges. Trust me when I tell you, I understand it sucks. It's not fun. It just feels so defeating. And I know, but I'm here to tell you, okay, if you're watching this, you are a dragon, you are fierce, you have it in you, okay? There's a fire in us that cannot be extinguished. You can do it. So if you need to go back and restart this video and get your savings challenges, you probably didn't in the beginning. You were like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, it's going to make me cry. It's going to make me, just do it while I'm doing it. Do it together so you're not doing it alone. Don't get me wrong. It hurt. It hurt erasing that. It hurt seeing, because I'm going to be honest with you, that's the first time I opened it. Yeah, I'm a little distracted because I'm answering the questions, but that hurts because I was, you know, look how far I was when it came to my $1,000. You know, my Christmas was almost done and I don't have any of that anymore. And it does suck and it hurts. But you know what? We're gonna do this together. You guys are gonna see me slowly build myself back up to where I'm filling those books back in. We can do this. I believe in every single last one of you with everything that I am. And I know that you can do it. And you know that you can do it because you're a dragon. You're a part of my family. And you know that you have that strength inside of you. You just need to pull that strength up. So with that being said, you guys have a beautiful weekend. I hope that you guys all just really just take the time for yourself, okay? Starting over is hard, but it's not impossible, and we can do it together, okay? So, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and being a part of this channel. Everybody who asked a question, thank you so much. I love doing these Q&As. You guys are phenomenal. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!